Hi, this is Andy Scott with North Shore Apartments and Condos. I'm walking into a large studio, 1570 Oak, number 405. We're walking into the living room, which is a large room. To the right, we see a dining area, and around the corner from the dining area is the kitchen. To the left, there's a huge walk-in closet, and we see a sliver of the bath. When looking at the living room, the first thing we notice is that we've got the carpet. It's a big room. I think it's probably about 13 and a half or more feet long by about 12 feet across. So it's a nice big room. The windows are facing south, which I'm going to walk toward. But you don't have much of a view. You're looking into the building next to you. There are no apartments there, so that's nice. You get quite a bit of reflected light. Today is a gray day, so it's hard for me to show that, but you do get quite a bit of reflected light. As I turn to the right, we see the dining area, which is a big room, and I'll go in there in just a sec. But before I do, whoopsie-daisy, we'll look back at the front door where we came in, and again, try to give you a feel for the size of the living room, which is really quite large. This would be quite large living room for a one-bedroom or a two-bedroom even. So it's good space. The dining area is probably 8 by 10, something like that. You could easily get a 4-person table in there. There is a ceiling fan, which is really nice. Again, the window is facing, whoopsie-daisy, facing south. Nice big space. The carpet is very clean. It looks like it's new carpet, although there's a lot of footsteps on it, so we must have had to clean the apartment. I'm going to walk towards the kitchen. There's our first look at the kitchen. Now, we'll go into more detail in just a sec. But from the kitchen, if we look back, you get a very good feel for how big it is. I see a lot of, like I say, 2 or 4 person tables in here, but I also see workstations and occasionally a mattress or a bed. We do have some built-in cabinets here, one on each side with drawers, and the cabinet underneath has some shelves, which is nice. And again, I'm just going to show you again real quick. We have one, and they are identical on either side. As we go past the cabinets, we go into the kitchen. We have a laminate floor, a nice stove, a 4-burner stove. Nice newer, both the stove and the fridge I think were new last year, so they're super clean. We have good cabinet space on top, stainless steel sink, and some cabinets below. So let's start with the stainless steel sink, because the water pressure in this building is terrific. It's hot water only. It drains beautifully, and underneath is nice and dry, so you can rinse it, baby, so you can use it for storage. You have a countertop that is laminate. It looks like rock, but this is actually a laminate. It's probably about 4 or 5 feet long, and certainly usable. The cabinets above the sink are standard maple cabinets, about 2 feet high, 3 shelves each. The shelves are 11 or 12 inches deep, and you've got a couple of sets of those. Whoopsie-daisy. Oh, this one's fighting me. Oh, son of a gun. And there we go. There. Close that up. Underneath the countertop, you have drawers, which are really nice. So those are nice to have, and you've got 2 drawers. There's the other one. And underneath the drawers are larger cabinets. I don't know how well that's showing up. Let me switch hands here for a second. See if that helps at all. There we go. Well, sort of. It's much deeper, so you can put pots and pans or small appliances like a Keurig, something like that, in the underneath. Wow, that's loud. Cabinets. The fridge is probably about 5 feet 7 inches high. It was new, like I say, last year, so it's just squeaky clean inside. This is the freezer with shelves on the right. And the fridge underneath, crisper drawer, and shelves on the right. The stove is a standard 4-burner stove. It is a little smaller, so it's an apartment-sized stove, but it's certainly big enough for 1 or 2 people. Very clean. The oven is also very clean, so it's all ready to be used. Whoopsie-daisy. And it is, of course, a gas stove. So I'll back out of the kitchen and just give you another look. The stainless steel sink, the countertop, the cabinets, the fridge, which is newer, the stove, which is super clean, and the laminate floors. From the kitchen, we would go through the dining area and the living area. One more look at the size of the living area, which is really very good for a studio. And we walk over and we see this huge walk-in closet. So this is probably 6 by 6. It's pretty close to square. It's a little deeper than it is wide. You have 2 shelves, a hanging bar, and what is surprising is there's a little cubby hole off of the closet. This is also good closet space. It's probably close to 6 feet wide and about 2 to 3 feet across, depending on where you are in that closet space. There is a hanging bar and a shelf. And if I step into the little cubby hole, whoopsie-daisy, you get one more look at the size of the big section of the closet, which is really quite big, and your first look at the bathroom. The bathroom is standard vintage bathroom, vintage tiles, pedestal sink, standard vintage commode. There is a medicine cabinet. Shower head here is only probably about 5 feet 10 inches high, so that's a little lower. This has been left by a tenant. It's good shelving, so we've left it there. The medicine cabinet has a couple of shelves. The window, again, is facing south next to us. Everything is very clean. Whoops-a-daisy. Only thing to do is to check the water pressure, which, again, the water pressure in this building is huge. Wow. Okay, so, and again, that's just the hot water, so you won't really even need to turn it on all the way. That's a very powerful stream. I'm going to back out of the bathroom and just show you sort of what we were looking at. You see the medicine cabinet, the tub, the pedestal sink, the standard commode, and the vintage tiles. So from the bathroom, we take one more look at this huge closet area. Look across the living room, wow, into the dining room. Windows are facing south, and we takes us back to the front door. Thanks for watching.